Hello, Stuart.
Hello, Floris.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and, well, if I don't talk to you soon, Happy Easter to you.
Happy Pancake Day, man.
Pancake Day.
Fucking Shrove Tuesday right around the corner.
That's coming up, isn't it? I've got a carton of milk that I haven't used, so I could use that.
Haven't you since when? Haven't used?
No, it's like
ever?
it's one of. No, it's pasteurised, so it's okay. So you can just leave it in the wardrobe and not use it for like until the expiration date in 2024.
Wardrobe, sorry.
Cupboard. No,
yeah, that makes more sense.
I keep my milk in my closet right next to my sweaters.
Get up in the morning, getting dressed, fucking swig of milk. Why not?
So how have you been?
I've been pretty good, yeah. Good Christmas, good New Year, and all that. So yeah, hello to the listeners as well. By the way, we're back.
Oh right, hello to you.
TLDR back from winter break.
Kind of a forced hiatus.
Yeah, kind of. Illnesses and festivities getting in the way.
Yeah. I thought, oh my god, I haven't told people what was wrong with me. But then I remembered I did put up a video saying, like...
Yeah, they could probably work it out.
For those that don't know, I've had a voice box infection, which is just as lovely as it sounds. But you were talking about you. Terribly sorry, I'm being rude.
My favourite thing. I've been real good. Had a good Christmas, good New Year. Nothing much to report really. Just standard stuff. Lots of food and booze. Actually, not as much booze as in previous years. And then other than that, fucking Hitman, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and that's. I mean, I hope you're not expecting a shitload of content from me because like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and Hitman is my entire frame of reference for like. Anything for fucking anything like
we might actually have to engage with one another.
Yeah, actually no, I bought a shitload of games in the Steam sale. But yeah, I mean that's been my start to 2018. My New Year's resolution. I don't really make them normally, but I've made one this year because it is only like year appropriate, which is I want to play more new games. I want to play more. Most people are like, play less games. Watch less TV. Fuck that, I want to play more video games.
I said the exact same thing. I'm like...
Because I only played 4 new games. I'd say this is my thing. Like, I bought a load of games last year on Steam, but they were all old ones that I'd already played or like years old. Whereas I only played 4 new games in the whole of 2017. Which isn't good. Like, my mate sent me a text like mid-December, like, what's the best game of the year? And I was like, Resident Evil by default, because I've played fuck all else, so I guess that. And then I got Tekken 7 in the Steam sale, and it's real good. But yeah, I need to play more new games this year, and I intend to start with Far Cry 5 right around the corner. That's exciting. Dragon Ball Fighting.
My finances willing, I made the same promise to myself. Because I realised my active gaming has fallen to the wayside. Like, I haven't been doing as much as I did in the years prior. And now I've got my own place, I've got my own massive TV, I've got every console I want. And I'm like, but why am I not playing? I'm like, that's a very good question, me. And I have no answer.
Been playing the shit ton of Crusaders of the Lost Idols.
Well, yes.
Every time I go on Steam, my man's there playing Crusaders of the Lost Idols.
That's an idle game. You just let it run and it just plays itself. And every now and then you check, like, how my guy's doing.
Oh, is it just making the numbers go up?
Yeah, I just make the numbers.
Oh, okay.
So I don't actively do anything. It's like, oh, I got to stage 1012 today. That's a new record.
So is it a clicker?
Yeah, but you don't have to click. You could just make a sandwich.
Have you bought the things now that click for you?
No, yeah, but I didn't use actual money, so there's like...
Oh, yeah, okay. In-game, yeah.
So I'm never gonna buy actual stuff from the game. Sorry, developers of Last Crusaders of the Lost Idols, but, that's it.
The real cryptocurrency is keys for buying unlocks in clicker games. That's the real cryptocurrency.
Loot boxes, yeah.
So
I've, as you may have noticed me musing on about it, ever since I've played Super Mario Odyssey, I've now played more games that I'd already bought and hadn't gotten around to yet. So I've just finished Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Timely, I know, it's like been a year since it's been out.
It's timely for me because I've just got done listening to Giant Bomb's mammoth Game of the Year podcasts, and as you can imagine, Breath of the Wild featured quite heavily, so it's timely for me.
So yeah, I've just finished about 200 hours of that.
How many hours did you put into Mario?
56.
Did you play like beyond the credits much? Or?
With Mario?
Yeah.
With Mario, yeah. After the initial main credits, to get all the moons.
Yeah.
So I've got all those now. So there's still like a skeleton suit you have to buy for 9,999 coins.
Yeah, I saw a tweet about that today.
But that's just grinding, and that doesn't please me.
It looks fucking great. Like I would
it
want
looks
that
great, but it's like you have to put work into it. It's not fun. It's the same thing with Zelda. It's like you can find 900 little Koroks, which are these little woodland spirits. Except in the game itself, you'll be happy to find about 300 on your own. And I used a guide to get to 450. I'm like, okay, that's enough. And I've still got 200 hours. There's still things for me to do in the game, but they're not fun anymore. So I'm fine. I'm done.
I always really struggle. Like if I hit like the quote end game, I always really struggle to like pursue it beyond that. Like in GTA 5, there was all the stuff of like buy all the properties for all, and like I only had like 1 or 2 to go, and the second I hit credits, I was like, oh, I just can't. And it was like my favourite game ever. But the second the credits rolled, I was like, no, I've lost all motivation to play this anymore now. But I heard with Odyssey, like after the credits is sort of where the real game is. Like it's a bit.
It cracks open. They put a lot more moons in the stages, and they give you extra levels.
I heard that the challenge sort of ramps up as well. Like it gets a lot more rewarding and difficult after the credits. Like
the last bonus stage is basically the most infuriating thing I've played in years, and it's not so much, but I'm quite decent at video games. I don't want to toot my own horn so much, but I've had people look over my shoulder in the public transport and go like, wow, this guy's actually good. I'm like, yeah, I know. And the last Mario stage is like designed to be hard, and there's like no midway points, so you have to do it in one fucking go.
They should have just like imported like that worst thing they could find from Mario Maker. Just be like, fuck it, we'll just put that in. Yeah, which was better than Zelda or Mario?
Completely different games. Like I like Mario a lot.
I mean, the fact that you put in 140 hours more into Zelda,
but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a better game. It just means there's a lot more stuff to walk around in.
Although, I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do in Mario, but it's
like, yeah, but it's different.
I guess.
With Mario, you're very goal focused. You're like, I have to find a moon, and as soon as you're out of a stage, you're like, okay, all the moons here are done, and I won't return.
Gotta give me that moon, man.
With Zelda, you can still go back and like, oh yeah, I was on this mountain, and last time I was here, I saw that.
Yeah, I've got to say, Breath of the Wild looks fucking crazy. Like, I've never played a Zelda game ever.
Let me put it like this. Breath of the Wild is a vastly different experience from any other Zelda I've ever played, which in this case is a good thing because it has attracted a lot more players, a lot of newcomers. So if you were to say, like, I have to make this my first Zelda ever, there are a lot of worse choices you could make.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely my, like... It's the first one that I've ever seen where I've been like, well, I have to play this. Like, because other Zelda games in the past that I've seen look fun, and it's like, well, if I had that console, I'd probably pick it up, but I don't. Whereas this, it's like, oh, right, okay, I'm going to probably buy a Switch now and play this. I mean, what they said during the Giant Bomb Game of the Earth stuff was, it's not only different to other Zelda games is different to other open world games. Like, it does things that open world games haven't done before.
Yes.
Which
I've watched a
I
video
found
about
pretty mind-blowing.
Jim Sterling. He doesn't like the Ubisoft towers.
No, he does not. He really, really does not.
I had a look into what the Ubisoft tower thing concept is, because apparently I managed to avoid any game with them in it.
You've never played Far Cry?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, wow, that's insane.
Yeah, I've got it, I think. So it's one of those things that's going to be played this year, maybe.
I mean, number 5's about to come out. That could be a... Could be a good time to jump in.
Zelda has got these towers as well, but every tower is a different kind of challenge. Like, sometimes you can't even get to the tower proper. Sometimes you'll have to do something on the tower. Sometimes it's like it's the biggest tower in the game and you can't even climb to the top because your stamina meter just runs out halfway through. So you have to find a way around the mountain, climb up the mountain, hang glide down, and then grab on halfway through and then start climbing.
Wow.
So it's like, I had no problems with the Ubisoft towers in Zelda, so yeah, it's fine.
It's just all the insane shit I've seen in that game. Like, I saw a little gif or a video clip on Twitter of some guy who, like, there's some enemy that, like, swallows shit, and he, like, threw his sword at it, and it swallowed it and spat it back out, and it was a different sword when it came out. It, like, powered his sword up or changed it to something else. And I was like, what kind of mental game mechanic is that? Like,
an Octorok, and it eats everything you throw at it, and it eats all because you're on a mountain. So if you throw a rusted weapon at it, it will eat the rust.
And then, like, spit the renewed one back out
because
again.
It doesn't eat steel.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Of course, the most obvious way to kill them is to throw a bomb at them.
And they just swallow it whole.
And they swallow the bomb.
That's fucking great. Like, oh man, yeah, it just seems like it's got tons and tons of cool little.
It's got lots
systems in it. A mate of mine shared a little captured thing on Facebook. There was some enemy on a tower, like, shooting down at him.
Yeah.
And he was, like, cutting the trees down, so they made a little bridge up and then, like, running up the trees to, like, that's fucking great.
Yes.
What a great mechanic that is. That's awesome.
So
cool.
there's like a lot of it that bothers me. Like, the world is very big and empty, and it's vast and it's great in a way. But I feel like this should have been done more. But the small little details, like the stuff you mentioned, that's all so great. It's like, how do you think of this? Like, I was pushing a snowball and I had a fire sword equipped, and suddenly I noticed that the snowball was slowly getting smaller. Not very quickly, but very slowly, and like a couple of minutes in, I was like, hang on, I've got a fire sword on my back. So somebody at one point had to think, like, if you have a fire sword equipped, Link is hot. So they had to program that in, that Link is hot, Snowball's cold, Snowball will get smaller.
Oh my god, that's so good. Oh, like, there's I saw some thing, I can't remember if I've seen this, but
that's attention
somebody
to
was
detail.
saying that like, apparently the rainstorms can be a big problem for climbing and stuff, but then if you light a fire under a tree, it will cause, like, shitloads of smoke to billow up and, like, block up the cloud.
Yeah.
That's fucking, like, what? That's so intricate. And
you can walk around with a sword
so
in a
good.
thunderstorm, and at one point you'll realise you might be about to be hit by lightning, and you can literally throw that sword away, and the lightning will strike the sword. So you can throw a lightning conductor at enemies.
Jesus. Actually, these cool little systems like that, the only game I can think of, off the top of my head, where I've seen stuff like that before, like in that level of detail and that sort of widespread, is in Scribblenauts.
Oh god, yeah, Scribblenauts.
Like the amount of, like, elemental things and then environmental objects that can, like, interact with each other in different cool ways. Like, that's the only way
that's a great comparison. It's just as intricate. It's like, you think of something in Scribblenauts like a dog and a cat, and they're gonna fight because dogs and cats don't get along.
Even like in Scribblenauts, I remember the first time I was playing through that game, I'd kind of ruined it for myself because I'd seen the zero punctuation review of it,
right.
And he'd said that if you spawn a black hole, you can basically complete the game just by using black holes on every level. So I was, but also I was trying to get my bonuses for using new items still. So I was like, I wonder if I can, like, create a large hadron collider, and then I did, and then interacted with it, and it created a black. I was like, yes, fucking new like. Shit like that. I love when I see shit like that in video games, where it's like, that's not a core mechanic of the game whatsoever, but it's a little intricate detail that someone has thought about and put it in there. Like,
the best thing about Scribblenauts is when the first game was announced on the DS, they gave a presentation. I think it must have been like E3 or something like that. a Gamescom, and they were like, okay, we'll play the audience. Can you come up with a word if that's in the game or not? And this guy, he said something, and I can't remember it because it's a very esoteric word. And they tried, and the game didn't know it. So the guy goes like, hang on. He grabs his phone, calls the development team. Yeah, this. Yeah, look it up, put it in the game. Beep.
Wow.
That's great. That's like
that is super
live video game development on stage. Alright, we've been talking for about 15 minutes and I haven't even asked you, are you drinking anything?
I am, yeah. Thanks for asking. I thought you never would. I'm glad you did, though, because I totally forgot that we do this every week. It's been a winter break, you know. I'm rusty. I'm getting back.
It's been about a month and a half, yeah.
Yeah, the podcast groove. I'm going old school Snoop Doggy Dogg style, drinking gin and juice, man.
Gin and juice,
gin and juice, baby. Like orange juice, fresh orange juice. No pulp.
No pulp. Not a fan of pulp.
Yeah, normally, but maybe not with gin.
Oh, right. Easier to drink with a gin in.
Guessing so. So yeah, gin and juice for me, laid back. Bombay Sapphire, if you got to know. Imperial.
I like Bombay Sapphire.
It's Brexit Britain, man. Got to have those Imperial beers, Imperial spirits. We're back. And how about you?
Well, I'm drinking Argus, which is the most cheap swill you can buy at Lidl, because I don't have a lot of money this week. I had a couple of bills incoming and a couple of bills coming up, so I was like, I want to buy a drink, because we always do this with a bit of a drink to get, well, no, I don't know if we do it to get the edge off or to, really make it like a pub talk thing, but, I had to get beer, and I'm like...
I think we did originally, but now I just almost do it because brand loyalty, I can't. We've put it in the name now, like, fuck.
So I was like, it's 60 cents a can. And I'm like, yeah, that'll do for me.
Yeah, that sounds... what's it called, Ree?
Argus. Argus.
Wonder if I can get that in my little...
I haven't had it before, and
how is it treating
you? I'll have it again.
How was your 60 cents beer treating you?
It's not bad, it's just rather bitter.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say bland as hell. Like, I hate those beers. Like, you get those discount beers and they just taste of nothing.
But mind you, after number 10, they all taste the same anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Full disclosure, like, speaking of the monetary situation, full disclosure, the gin was a Christmas gift, which I've yet to have a crack at. So,
all right.
I haven't got gin money. It's the middle of January.
Dry January.
It's a dry gin.
Anyway, audience, drink responsibly.
Yeah, drink responsibly, and but fiscally responsibly as well. 60p cans. Now you know they're a thing. Go wild.
I feel like we're sending mixed messages here.
Probably, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, okay.
I've realised today, I'm kind of happy that between the two of us, we try to make this a little bit not current events, and we don't really have a subject either, so we're not like about knitting or the best needles or what old school episodes of Doctor Who were the best. So we don't really have to discuss things like, oh, what's that president done again now today with the fucking everything in the White House? Because I think there's only so much mileage you can get out of that before we both get very tired of it.
I mean, my head's spinning with that whole thing anyway.
We'll just not describe the whole thing, because that way people listening to this will be like, but what did he say on that specific day? What were we going on about?
Well, the thing is, like, we're at a point now where it's 2 or 3 stories a day now. Like, we couldn't possibly... Like, it would be impossible to cover Donald Trump's presidency without dating the podcast, even if we did one every single day. Because the news moves too quickly now. Like, the thing that crystallised it for me was last week I saw a tweet that said, I never thought I'd see the day that the time that the porn star blackmailed the president was only the 4th biggest news story.
I was going to talk to you about that, because that is something that's funny. Because it's a fucking huge thing. Donald Trump was chasing her around in his fucking briefs while he was married to the fucking first lady, the current one, and it's so inconsequential. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to society or the current presidency that he fucking slept with a porn star while he was married.
Like, poor Bill Clinton.
Poor Bill.
He's got to feel pretty pissed off. Yeah, he only got a Hummer. and he got fucking booted out. This guy's getting away with murder. I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't know. I can't talk about Trump for any length of time anymore. I just sort of throw my hand. No, I know you don't intend to at all either, but
no.
I just like have to throw my hands up and be like, I don't know, man. I thought he'd have been booted out by now. Anybody else, the shit he's like, any one of the numerous scandals he has had would have brought down basically anybody else. I don't know how he's still there. Like,
that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest.
Is it too far now? Like, has there been so many now that it's just impossible to fucking nail him for anything else? Because it's like, well, it's what it. We've kind of set the precedent now. You know.
Precedent.
I didn't mean. I would try to avoid saying the word, but there's no synonym for precedent. I don't think.
I read a tweet and that said, like, in about 10 to 20 years, we'll have to explain to our kids when the Lifetime movie of Donald Trump comes on TV. No, that really happened. No, they didn't make it up for the movie. That is an actual thing that happened.
I was literally saying this over a year ago, and things hadn't even got half as batshit as they are now. I was saying then, I was like, in 50 years, we'll be trying to tell future generations about Trump, and they'll just be like, nah, no way could a guy have been this fucking crazy and still been president. They frankly won't believe it. They'll think it's an exaggeration.
You're telling me that this man made fun of a disabled person and,
exactly!
And he became president.
Exactly! That's before he even wins it, like...
That's like one of the first things I remember. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, well.
The world's a strange place.
The world is indeed a strange place. Truth is strange in it.
A shit ton has happened since we've last recorded a podcast.
Oh, yes.
Oh, boy.
Stuff on YouTube as well, but I don't want to talk about that.
But, well, I was meant to touch upon that, because I was going to be like, we got these dreams of monetizing this thing. That ain't going to fucking happen now. Certainly not on YouTube, anyway.
Amazon is planning a YouTube competitor, so we might just be uploading these to Amazon. Yay!
Well, I mean, that'd be probably... I mean, let's be frank. YouTube is a dying medium.
Yes.
It's YouTube, in its like what it was originally created for, hasn't been that for about 10 years anyway.
At the very least, the last 5.
And now, like, the sort of the people who have like kept that ethos alive, like the people who are like, oh, we're just like creating original content, putting it out there, we're just random dudes. They've become such a weird little cadre of fucking weirdos that like it's gonna get regulated to death and not be. It's just not going to be viable. Amazon, I feel like they can probably look at the state YouTube's in now and be like, all right, I know what mistakes not to make here. Like, we can probably if they can regulate that, like, on the ground level.
Yeah. If Twitch starts a service where they can upload videos as well, they would blow YouTube out of the water in, like, less than a fiscal year, I think.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think.
Speaking of which, I've been considering streaming on Twitch. And, find some games that are chill and relaxed, because I don't think there's a lot of, relaxing Twitch channels. It's all people shouting and doing, oh my god, look at that!
Surprisingly, actually, Big Jim as well. Big Jim, when he streams, is pretty... Well, not obviously, unless it's...
I didn't know Jim Sterling live streamed on Twitch.
Maybe he doesn't anymore. He used to. He definitely used to, because I definitely remember him streaming some game about. It was called like something to do with a Minotaur. It was set in a labyrinth anyway. It wasn't very good.
King's Quest 5.
No. and at one point, it might have even been called The Labyrinth or something like that. Anyway, it was okay. It wasn't the worst game I've seen him play by a long while. And this was back in my glorious unemployed days, which I missed so much. And yeah, there came a point where he was just like hiding in a cupboard because he got bored with it, so he got hid in a cupboard in the game and then just like took a load of Q&A from the chat. And I remember being in there and I was like, why do you always mention Val Kilmer in your videos? And then he mispronounced my name, so that was, yeah. So he definitely used to stream.
What? He said Stwart?
No, it's my Stu Bram too. That's all one word on fucking Twitch. Stubram, yeah. Stubram, yeah. God damn it!
Mind you, I got called out as a Fioris once in public.
Fioris?
A Fioris, because I wrote a lowercase L.
Well, who would assume that you'd only capitalise the first 2 letters? Then
I don't know. Maybe I wrote an uppercase R as well, and I don't remember that, but I was like, Floris, that has to be me, but that's a new one. And I don't get new ones very often.
No, I imagine you don't.
No, because, there's only so much creativity in the world, and I've spoken to so many people of different cultures and different origins. Everybody that comes to me now with something will definitely not be the first with whatever the fuck they come up with.
Man, I've travelled all over the world. I've met every culture there is. And if there's one thing that I've learned as a universal truth, it's that people have got shit banter when it comes to coming up with jokes about my name.
Exactly.
There's only like 3 jokes, and that's it.
Spanish people, Portuguese, guaranteed. You know that in my language, Floris is like a flower? Well, no fucking shit. I'm like 33 now. You're telling me that after all the other Spanish-speaking people I've ever met in my life, they never once told me that my name is like flower. Get the fuck out of town.
That's actually what I thought of when you said Fioris. Is it Fiore in Italian?
No, I thought of the word fjord, to be honest, but,
Oh, you're going Scandinavian on me, okay. There you go.
Mind you, I was in England, so do you know the English? Awful people, all of them.
The absolute worst. Well, 52% of them are the absolute worst.
52% of the English, or just, maybe just the British population in general.
Yeah, the UK, sorry, not just England. Well, 52% of the population of the UK, but I would say within that 52%, the bulk of them are English. Definitely. 52%, yeah.
Fucking cunts.
It's a Brexit thing.
Ugh, Brexit. Not to date this video, but that's been going on for about 4 years now, hasn't it?
Not going to. Well, see, this is the opposite of the American problem. Is that in 6 years' time we could do this and be like, so that Brexit thing, that's still rumbling on. It's not going to fucking happen. It's not going to happen.
It's weird because the other day I saw Jeremy Corbyn, the lad. He said, there's not going to be a second referendum. I'm like, oh, okay. And then
Nigel Farage.
Nigel Farage comes along. Yeah, there should be a second referendum. I'm like, so confused right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because no matter what end of the spectrum you are regarding that, having Jeremy Corbyn say no second referendum, and Nigel Farage going like, yeah, we should do another one. That's just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Cats and dogs living in harmony. Up is down, down is up. I don't know. I'd call this the one issue that Corbyn is a bit like. Oh, actually, call Labour voters,
playing it safe.
Working classes, blah blah. Yeah.
Maybe just maybe, we should have him eat a bacon sandwich. I still can't believe that was the thing that did fucking Ed Miliband in.
Maybe.
And then Ed Miliband, the moment he stopped being the leader of fucking Labour, he's like, yeah, fuck you, Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck all of you. Yeah, you see what you've done now, eh? All I did was eat a bacon sandwich.
When he was free to reinvent himself as a post-ironic comedy figure, he really came into his own. But as the leader of a major political party, I don't know if he really cut the mustard. Certainly not if there was mustard on the bacon sandwich.
I did hear that mustard is very good for stomach acid.
Yeah, well, that sounds crazy.
Does it?
Mustard's.
I've heard it from very reliable sources. I know this
Mustard's
guy,
really,
and usually he's a bit loopy,
shit.
but every now and then he comes through with some serious knowledge that you can use in day-to-day life.
What's the science behind that then?
The science is that mustard is and stuff like bread creates more stomach acid.
Did you mean that mustard was an alkali?
Yeah, an alkali, that's it.
There you go. No, maybe that does check out.
So, isn't that stuff in energy drinks as well?
What, mustard?
No, alkali. I should hope so. There'd be no mustard energy drinks.
Would it really surprise you that much?
No.
Bull semen in energy drinks. They put bull semen in energy drinks, man. Come on.
No. It's an enzyme based on bull semen.
Extracted from bull semen.
Okay, so now my phone has just Googled. No, it's an enzyme based on bull semen.
Alexa, show me some bull semen.
That's one for the Google people to find out what the fuck it is.
Those guys at fucking Central Intelligence. I don't know, man. My dad used to deliver the bull semen, which was extracted and turned into Red Bull.
Is this how we got here before, or is this something new you're telling me?
I have no idea. Have we done this before?
I don't know.
Have we talked about this before? Yeah, my dad, he used to be a long-distance lorry driver.
Because I'm completely not surprised by this information at all. So I've got the feeling either I must have known this before, or I've just been so blunted by everything that's going on in the world that this is like, yeah, sure, Stuart's dad handled bull semen.
I mean, he didn't fucking handle it. Like, he just drove the truck. Like, he wasn't doing anything else. At no other point in the process was he
Wasn't implying your dad jerked off bulls.
No, like, he didn't even touch the frozen slab. He literally just drove the lorry. But, I mean, I don't know. We probably have discussed it before. But, fuck it. No one listens to these. So, if anyone is listening to this one... It'll be new to them, so just edit all this
please
out.
at StuBram2 on Twitter and saying, haha, your dad got covered in bull... that sentence got away from me.
That's right. Tweet me and make fun of my dead dad. Yeah.
Hey, you didn't have to tell them he was dead.
Yeah, I know, but now I want people to feel bad. I want them to have laughed at the bestiality joke and now feel bad about it. Or maybe not. Maybe they'd feel glad. Maybe they'd think, well, he was clearly a pervert. Maybe they'd be like, he was clearly a pervert.
Somebody going like, I get to tweet about bull semen, and I'm like, actually, that's kind of sad. His dad passed away.
No, maybe they'll be like, oh, well, he's a pervert, I'm glad. He's clearly a Roman. Good.
Oh dear, I don't even know where to fucking go.
We should have subjects for these. We should probably set some kind of agenda for these.
You normally do. I don't. I just, fly by the fucking edge of my seat.
I told you at the start. I own my window of life is just Hitman now. That's it. If you wanted me to set an agenda, it would just be the Hitman podcast. Podcast 47. Yeah.
My dad used to be a butcher, and then after that, he became a part of the government inspection for companies that butcher these animals. So when we had to tag along with one of my parents for one of their days at work for elementary, I think it was elementary or very low class high school. I picked my dad because my mum, she took care of people at home. I don't know specifically how you would call that in English.
I think just home care, actually, which is what my mum does, actually.
Oh, right. Nothing wrong with that. It's just that as a boy that age, you're not that interested.
Yeah, no, that's not exactly. Like, I want to go and see some animals get cut up. Yeah.
Because I did. Because I saw them, the old school fashioned way of putting a pin through the head.
Oh, fuck, really? As a boy?
No, yeah, it was fucking awesome.
Really? Oh, that would have fucking traumatised me.
I was a tween. It was shit.
Even then. To be honest, now it probably would.
So it was like, not like in It, where they had a gun, but they kept the animal stuck. Then the pin went in. Ka-jink!
Oh, man.
It's not quite bull semen, but it's quite a ride.
It sounds gross.
I think that's what basically made me go like, right, so that's where meat comes from.
And I think that probably would have scarred me in some way. I don't like. That's the kind of shit where I'd be like, well, I don't know about eating meat. I mean, even seeing that shit on film.